Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to show you how to sort out your front gear derailleur. Now this is for a Shimano Acera shifter that is working with a micro shift derailleur. Micro shift and Shimano work together, as do some other brands as well. Always worth checking. The internet is brilliant at giving you guidance on whether things are compatible. Ultimately we're talking about gear ratio, and provided both derailleur and shifter have the same gear ratio, then you're in business. Anyway, the Shimano system with this micro shift here is tickety-boo. The customer has not looked after this bike, and he says himself he's left it in this shed for the last 3 years, so it's really neglected, but it's become a wonderful home for the spiders of the UK, pretty much all of them. But yeah, it needs a bit of a clean first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bit of water, maybe even some IPA, some isopropyl alcohol, and just to clean this area up. You've got the high and low limit screws. You can't even see them properly at the moment because it's so gunked up. So yeah, we're going to give this a good clean in this rough area. I'll ultimately clean the whole bike, but that's not what the video is about. And then we'll get back to showing you how to do the repairing. Things are a bit more respectable now in this area, but the bike, yeah, needs a full-on clean. What we're going to do is from gear 1 on the derailleur, we're going to try and shift into gear 2. It might be you have 3 gears at the front, but on this occasion it's 2. So we're going to shift to 2 to see how easily the cable moves. And it doesn't. You can see the derailleur's moving. You can hear the click off camera. And you can hear that there's now scraping of the chain to the other side of the derailleur here, where the derailleur's trying to lift it over, but it's not enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the barrel adjuster at the shifter end a few times anti-clockwise, just to see if we can increase tension of the cable, because that's probably what the issue is. And then we'll try again and just see if we can lift it over. Yes, we can. Look at that. So that's all it takes. And then shifting back, hopefully it will go again. So that might be the issue for you. All you need to do is just to increase the tension of your cable by turning your barrel adjuster anti-clockwise a few revolutions, probably a full 360-degree rotation, and that just increases the gap between where the cable is locked on and where the shifter is. Just increases the gap, increases the tension. However, if in this case with this bike yours is similar, where yes, you've lost some tension, but actually you've done quite a few miles and you want to start from scratch, then you need to replace your cable, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. First thing you need to do is to make sure your cable isn't internally routed. You need to make sure your cable, although this is for the rear, the back one is slightly off camera, there it is. You need to make sure the cable isn't internally routed. If it is internally routed, then you can't just cut it and pull it all the way through, because you might lose the cable and then it'll be a real nightmare rerouting it. But in this case, we haven't got trouble, so we're all good. If you do have that bike, it probably means you spent a bit more money on yours, and it's quite a posh one. Well done you. You can look at my other videos and you can see how to correctly and safely internally route your cables. Now, what I like to do is cut the cable as close to the entry point as I can. And I'm going to do it around about this point here, just off camera. Well done that. There we go. All of this cable in a minute we can sort out, we can undo it from the derailleur. But the reason I've done that is because this cable is horrible. It's really skanky and covered in crap. The last thing you want to do is pull that all the way through your outer cables that hold your new cable. Otherwise, it's just going to cause some gunkiness, seizing up and such like. So now we've done that, in a minute I can remove this bolt or loosen this bolt and pull this cable through. We're going to do that in a minute. We're going to go to the business end now and get the cable out of the shifter. Now every gear system is different in terms of accessing the end of the cable, but for the Shimano series, particularly the Acera, it's got a really clever access point to the side of the shifter, which is a weatherproof cap, which I might drop. There we go. It doesn't serve a huge purpose, but it does keep moisture and the elements and spiders out of the mechanism. So it's good not to lose this if you can, and then to pop this back in afterwards. But what it does is it exposes, hopefully not cobwebs, but exposes the end of the cable. Now I don't know if you can see it on camera, possibly not, but it's in there somewhere. I can see it with my eye, but I can't see it on the camera. Not that it really matters. There we go. You can see it just at the edge there. So that needs to be pushed through. It's not a terribly difficult job. What you need to do is to pull away the outer cable, which you can do now because you've removed that tension, because you've cut the cable. So the cable's just basically just lying there now. And by maybe a bit of a twist and a push, the end of the cable comes through. And you can pull that all the way through, and then we can get to work putting the new one in. Now, in terms of putting the cable back in, it isn't terribly difficult on this version of shifter, but you've got different access points on each one. Sometimes the cable needs to twist ever so slightly, which can be annoying. But one great trick you can do is remove the outer cable just from its housing, and then you might expose a bit of daylight. Let's have a look. There it is. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just covering my finger and back again. You can see that access point, which is really handy. So what we can do now is to get the new cable, feed it from this end, and we can use that bit of daylight as a reference point for the angle we need to use. Now, once it's in place, it might seem like it's fully located. Make sure you just pull as tight as you can with the cable, and then shift up and shift down again. And what that'll mean is, while still putting the tension on, it just means that it will be definitely located, the nipple part of the cable, and there'll be no risk of it maybe coming a bit loose and messing up your gears when you go to calibrate them. Now, there are two jobs for you to do before you put the cable through the outer cable. First is to tighten your bow adjuster all the way in. So righty-tighty all the way in as far as it will go. And then we're going to back off probably 2 turns. So if you imagine this top point is 12 o'clock, we're going to turn this all the way around so that same point comes to the top. That's about there. And we're going to go one more. That will become clear in a moment. Then you need to get yourself some oil. You don't have to, but I like to. Get yourself some oil and just put a couple of drops in the entry point here. That will eventually sink through. I know we're a bit out of focus, but you get the idea. Oil is hydrophobic and also obviously a natural lubricant, and it means that your inner cable will just slide nicely inside the outer cable for some time to come. So once you've done that, let's find the end of the cable. We can pop that in there. We can push it all the way through, and granted it's going to be off camera, but when this appears through the other side, out the other side of the outer cable, I can just give this a good pull. And once that nipple is definitely engaged, we'll do some clicking again of the shifter like I did a moment ago. We know that's located. We can move around to the other side of the bike. Now it's a case of routing the cable under the bottom bracket, but of course your old cable, if you haven't removed it yet, is still there. Not a big job at all. You just need to get yourself, in this case, a 5mm Allen key or hex key. Just remove that slightly. You don't want to move this entirely, just loosen it, and then it's going to be all pulled through. Like earlier on, I said I don't like to pull things all the way through if there's gunk attached. It's not so important underneath the bottom bracket area. But again, if you have a few more seconds, personally, I would give things a bit of a trim and pull things through so there's minimal opportunity for gunk to get caught. Now I've got a bungee cable here just holding the wheel in place for the purpose of the video. It's one less thing to get in the way. So once we've negotiated that, you need to route the cable through the bottom bracket. There'll be a plastic channel for you to go through. In this case, it might be really dirty, so it's a good idea to give it a good clean if you can. And then bringing the cable up, sometimes there's another hole to go through when you're coming up. Not in this case, but it's going to be easy to see. Just look down and you'll be able to see if there's that hole or not. And once it's come up, you're ready to do the routing. Now, we're in gear 1, which is good. What you need to do as well is to put your rear gears to gear 1. So that's the largest sprocket. I should have done that before the video, really. But there we are. Okay, so we're up there. That means now the chain is as far over as it can possibly be. If we were to calibrate these gears, but the rear gears were maybe in gear 2 or 3, it means the chain would be more this way. And then there's a potential, when you go to gear 1, the granny gear, there's a potential for the chain to scrape this derailleur. So we know now that the chain is perfectly parallel with the bike frame and as far away from the camera as possible. Now you'd think that it'd be just a case of just locating the cable. It is that, But what's going to happen is we're not going to be able to give enough tension on the cable as it is, so that when we trim it all up, tighten it all on, there's going to be too much play and the gear cables aren't going to work the way you'd expect them to. So here's the trick. What we need to do is to add some tension to this derailleur a little bit to enable us to hopefully gauge it correctly when it comes to tightening. And this is how I like to do it. Get yourself some rubber pliers or handles which are not going to damage your frame, and just stick this between the frame and the derailleur. And can you see that that is just pulled out the derailleur just a little bit? One thing you could also do is to get hold of a large Allen key and pop that in between the hinge point. But because it's metal, there's a potential that it could be damaged. What you can do is tie it, maybe put some cloth around it or whatever. I know this doesn't sound very professional, guys, but honestly, it works really well. One other option you have is to use a plastic tire lever, and that maybe could work the same way for you as well. You don't want it to come out too far, but you just want to be able to just add a bit of tension to enable the cable to already be under tension when things go back to normal. Let me show you what I mean. Now this is done, you're going to have a channel for the cable to go through. When I say channel, I mean that when you attach the cable, there should be a bit of a recess in the metalwork of the derailleur that is kind of like a trench, a channel for the cable to go through. Once you've found that channel, you can tighten up the bolt you loosened a little while ago. It doesn't have to be stupidly tight because it will really compress the cable, and you don't want to go stupidly tight at a moment in case you need to readjust. Anyway, we've now put that tension on. What we want this to be is slightly too tense. We want this to be slightly touching the chain, because you remember earlier on we moved that barrel adjuster. We can then take that tension off a little bit with a barrel adjuster in a minute. And the cable is going to touch the crank arms when it goes round. So I'm just going to tie the cable up here somewhere out of the way. I've just threaded it around the frame of the saddle. Okay, we're going to turn this around, the cables, and there is a scraping. Can you hear that scraping? Let's bring the camera a bit closer and hopefully it will pick itself up. There we go. So hopefully you can hear that scraping. Not horrendous, but I'm going to keep turning this around. You're going to have my hand coming in the camera, I know, but I'm going to tighten in that barrel adjuster that I undid earlier on, and we're going to get rid of that scraping. There we go. The gap has increased. So I think we're in business. What we're going to do now is to shift up to gear 2 on the shifter. Let's see how easily things move. There we go. Straight in and back down to 1. There we go. There might be some slight adjustment required with the barrel adjuster, but there we go. It is as simple as that. As long as you put something inside between the derailleur and the frame, something won't damage or scratch the frame. It will just give you a little bit of play, a bit of tension with which to tighten the cable correctly. It will be expected to be slightly too much tension, which you then reduce with that barrel adjuster, and you're in business. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to give you a quick close-up to show you basically what we've done with the barrel adjuster. So when we had that barrel adjuster at the shifter end, what we did is we've moved the derailleur that way and then that way, and we've allowed that bit of play to be adjusted. And I'm just going to give you an example. Off camera, I'm going to be turning that barrel adjuster again, and you're going to see the gap between the chain and this part of the derailleur reduce. It will take hold in a second. There we go. Can you see that gap reducing? So that's what the barrel adjuster does, and that's what enables you, let's put it back again, that's what enables you to make fine adjustments, fine tune adjustments once you've got the cable right. But if you just attach the cable without putting that tension on with a plastic device like I showed you, your barrel adjuster hasn't got that much movement and it's just going to come out of your shifter. So you must do that bit as well. Anyway, that pretty much is it, guys. What we're going to do is we're going to trim the cable. We're also going to tighten up this bolt more now, because it doesn't matter if the cable gets a little bit more compressed. You certainly don't want it to pull through when you're changing gears on a ride. We'll put an end cap on as well. We'll get that weatherproof cap back on the shifter, get this bungee cord off, and well, this part at least is now sorted on the bike. So you are job done. You don't need to go to the mechanics, guys. Just buy yourself a few quid's worth of tools, have some confidence, watch the videos, and you can be getting your bike working in your own home, in your own time. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.